It started innocently enough, moving into that old house on Oak Street. A quaint and charming place with a history dating back decades, it seemed to exude character from every nook and cranny. I had recently graduated and was eager to find a place of my own. Little did I know that my excitement would soon turn into a living nightmare. The house was a two-story beauty, the kind that looked like it belonged in a storybook. And I was fortunate enough to secure the attic as my living space. It had a cozy, rustic feel with wooden beams crisscrossing the ceiling and a small window overlooking the street below. However, there was something unusual about it, something that made me feel uneasy from the moment I stepped inside. At first, it was just subtle things. The creaking of floorboards above when I knew I was alone. The soft whispers that seemed to linger in the air but disappeared when I turned to listen closely. I brushed it off as the quirks of an old house, but as days turned into weeks, the unease settled deeper. I started noticing peculiar marks on the walls, strange symbols that looked like they were drawn in charcoal. They were faint, as if someone had tried to erase them, but their presence was undeniable. I asked the landlord about them, but he merely chuckled and said the house had a rich history, leaving it at that. Then, one night, I woke to a scraping sound above me. Like something was being dragged across the attic floor. My heart raced as I tried to dismiss it as a raccoon or a rat. But then, the sound turned into distinct footsteps, slow and deliberate, pacing above my head. I was paralyzed with fear, unable to move or even breathe. I thought about calling the police, but what would I tell them? There's something in my attic? They would surely dismiss me as a paranoid tenant. So, armed with a flashlight and a baseball bat, I mustered the courage to investigate. I climbed the creaky stairs leading to the attic. The door at the top was slightly ajar, and a dim light spilled out from within. I pushed it open, and what I saw froze my blood. A makeshift living space greeted me, a mattress in the corner, tattered blankets, and a few meager belongings strewn about. But what caught my eye were the symbols, the same ones from the walls, etched into the floorboards. "Who's there?" I called out, my voice trembling. No answer, just a cold breeze that seemed to whisper through the attic. I approached the corner, shining my flashlight on the mattress. And that's when I saw them, two eyes, gleaming in the darkness. A figure huddled there, its face obscured by matted hair. My heart raced as I stumbled backward, tripping over a pile of books. The figure remained still, its eyes locked onto me. "What do you want?" I managed to choke out, my voice barely audible. The figure didn't respond, only tilting its head slightly, like it was studying me. In a frenzy, I raced out of the attic, slamming the door shut and locking it. I didn't sleep that night, haunted by the sight of those eyes. I contacted the landlord the next morning, demanding an explanation. He finally cracked, revealing the truth that chilled me to the bone. Decades ago, a reclusive artist had lived in that attic, practicing dark rituals and delving into the occult. He had disappeared mysteriously, leaving behind his malevolent presence trapped within those walls. The symbols were a summoning, an invitation for something sinister to cross over. I moved out of that house as fast as I could, leaving behind the attic and its unseen tenant. But even now, in a different place, I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched, that those eyes are still upon me, waiting for the chance to return. And every time I close my eyes, I see those symbols, etched into my mind like a curse.